Hello, Eirian here from Northern Star Acting, and with me today I have Sarah Hornshaw. Now, Sarah is a bit of a legend in the Northern Star Acting tribe. She's absolutely bonkers, but she's got a very interesting story, and she's had to overcome a lot of obstacles to get to where she is now, and I have seen such huge improvements just in the last 6 weeks. Huge shifts. So I thought it would be a great idea to get Sarah on to talk about her past, her struggles, and how she's overcome them. So hi, Sarah.
Hi.
So do you want to tell everyone a bit about yourself and why you started acting, and just a bit about your background, really?
Well, I've always loved acting ever since I was little. When I was little, when we did the nativity play, I learned everybody's lines, including my own. And my teacher was really pleased because she said she gave me it saved her a job, because she had a job of prompting people's lines, because most people couldn't be bothered to learn the lines. So she gave me that job instead, and it saved her a job. And Derek, I played the innkeeper, and Derek, who played the innkeeper, forgot every single one of his lines, and he got shouted at and told off, and I had to help him loads. And Mrs. Veer went absolutely apeshit with him. She couldn't be bothered to learn his lines.
Okay, and how old are you now?
33.
And you started acting, was it about October?
Not sure. No, I think I joined before that. So I was joined when it was my birthday in September.
Okay, so it must have been around September. Yeah, so why was it that you left it so long? Talk about why you left it so long, and what made you take that step and go, right, I'm going to do it now.
I'm not sure. I did it in college, but I didn't. The problem with college was that it wasn't very professional. It was just it was all teenagers, and I think the parents had told them to either go to college or get a job, so they'd gone to college, and they picked drama, because they thought if they went in drama, they could just piss about and do nothing. Okay. And the tutors were not really very good, and they just kind of let them mess about. So I don't know, I think I just felt I couldn't really do it, and that I wasn't good enough and stuff like that. And people said, there's no point in you trying to do that, you're never going to do it. And I listened to them. And then I saw it on Nikki Taylor Draper, who is Eirian, Aidan Taylor Draper's mum, who was in a widow, and I think it was on her Facebook that I saw it, and so I decided to just do it.
Good. And then you came for a few months, and you were quite, you held yourself back a bit. Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah.
You didn't really show us the real you for a while.
I didn't volunteer to go first, or I would sit on my hands, and I was scared of the scripts.
Yeah.
When I saw the script, I was like, shit, I can't learn it, and I was like, really scared of it. And I think that probably did show quite a lot.
Yeah. And you were also scared of putting yourself out there because of negativity, weren't you?
Yeah.
And then
now I'm scared.
And then boot camp happened.
Yeah.
Then boot camp happened, and you transformed.
Yeah, I loved boot camp.
You came onto boot camp. You jumped off the top of a mountain, being scared of heights. Did all sorts of other stuff, mindset work. You went into it fully, and since then I've really seen you transform. But you had a lot of things in your own mind that you needed to get over. So something you didn't tell me straight away when you joined was that you've got something called Noonan syndrome. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you like to explain to everybody what Noonan syndrome is? Because I had never heard about this. So I imagine that a lot of other people won't have heard of it.
It's a physical disability. It's not a mental thing. It's a physical thing. And it can have poor bones and structures. Sometimes you can have a bad heart. I don't, thank goodness. You can have weak bones, bad muscles, and you can get hurt quite easily. Sometimes quite severe learning difficulties. Now I've got sort of medium learning difficulties, and you just find stuff really hard, and you get upset and angry a lot. I sometimes say things, inappropriate things. I don't mean them. I just say them because something's upset me, and it's my way of sort of like letting my anger out, type thing.
And I saw this when you first joined, didn't I? Because you were really letting people get to you when you were posting these really angry rants because you couldn't help it.
Yeah. I knew when I saw it, I thought, why have I posted that? But then I was just angry, and I wanted everyone to know that I was angry. And I wanted the people who I was angry with to know that I was angry with them. But that's probably not a good thing, because they like that, don't they?
That's what they want, isn't it? They want the attention. So how has it affected your acting? Would you say that having Noonan syndrome was partly why it took you so long to actually dive in?
Definitely, yeah. I think it probably is. But I think it's a good thing, because I think it was probably, maybe when I just left college, it probably wasn't the right time for me to go into acting. I think maybe the reason why I joined Noonan now is because it's probably the right time. So maybe it's a good thing that I was a bit scared, because it probably wouldn't be the right time when I just left college anyway.
Good point. You might not have been strong enough to be able to handle it. Where now you are.
Well, yeah, definitely.
So how have you found that having Noonan syndrome has affected things with acting? Because the reason I ask this is when people are thinking about coming into acting or whatever, well, it's human nature to try and talk ourselves out of things. So
that's true.
The brain is always trying to give us reasons not to try something new, not to take the chance. So what would you say to them, really? Because you had all these obstacles. I mean, because I know another of your fears were things like reading, wasn't it? Cold reading and scripts, that sort of thing. And
monologues, so I was scared.
Monologues. But you're doing it. You're doing it now. I saw you do a duologue yesterday. You'd learnt it. You were off book. And it was good. It was so much more confident than even a month ago.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people who are who want to act, but they are putting blocks in? They're saying they can't do it because of whatever it might be.
I would say go for it, because if that's what you want, if that's your dream, then that's what you should be doing. Because everyone has a dream, and I think everyone should reach higher than the stars and do what they want to do and do what makes them happy, because there's no point in going through life being a shitty job like McDonald's or the place I work at. I probably shouldn't mention any you shouldn't really be in a shitty job for the rest of your life. If you go into a job that you know you like, even if it's difficult, you should still keep trying. It will be hard, but that's something that you've got to accept, and you've got to sort of like progress. You've got to look in the mirror and look at yourself and realise that, and think about what you need to do to sort of like get into what you want to do. I'm not explaining this very well.
No, you are definitely.
So yeah, you've just got to try not to be as scared, and even if you are scared, just do it anyway.
Awesome.
And then pretend you're not scared.
Yes, act like you're not scared.
I've seen you say that loads of times. So yeah, just pretend you're not scared. And then after you pretend you're not scared for a while, you won't actually be scared. And then
Totally.
like that, the task he gave us last week about person A and person B, I actually found that quite easy.
Do you want to explain that one to people who are watching who don't know what you're talking about?
I think a few weeks ago I wouldn't have found it easy. He said the person A is the person who can't remember what he said now. I've got it on my phone. He said the person A is the person who won't try, who blames everybody else and who blames the world, and who is scared. Is scared to progress and let that get in the way. And I can't remember what else I said now. I've got it on here though.
Blames others was one of them, wasn't it?
Instead of looking in the mirror. And then you said person B is more will realise that it's them they need to look at, and that they need to sort of like have the confidence, get the confidence somehow, and block all the negative people, because if possible, block all the negative people. Only sometimes they are family. My family were okay, actually my family were supportive, so I'm lucky. Sometimes they're close friends, but I think, to be honest, if a close friend tells you can't do it, then are they really a friend?
True. And sometimes, though, it can be because they genuinely care, but what we have to remember is that that's their belief system. It's not ours.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
That's their, they think it's not possible because of their belief system, because of everything they've ever seen, heard, and experienced.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it a reality. That's the important thing to remember. So, I mean, sometimes it comes from a place of bitterness and jealousy, and other times it can come from a place of genuinely caring, but being scared for that other person. So, yeah. Cool.
Well, luckily, all my really close friends who are like the actual friends that matter are really supportive. And then some of the friends at work aren't really that supportive. They're kind of like some of the comments they make when I talk about Northern Star, or talk about you, or I talk about what I might want to do. Some of the comments I make aren't really, they're not like completely negative, they're just not really positive. So I just sort of like don't talk about it to them.
Yeah, and that's the best way of doing it. So just setting boundaries. If you know people aren't going to understand, there's no point bringing it up, because we can't change people. That's a thing. We can't make people think the way we do, just like they can't make us think like they do, so it's best just to set boundaries. But I mean, you've come such a long way, that I just wanted just to chat with you, really, and just to show people that you've managed to overcome all of these fears that you had in your head about your Noonan syndrome, and how it's held you back, and things that you've been told from everybody, and you've got past that. You joined Northern Star, you held yourself back for a little while, and then you went all in with the boot camp, and since then all I've seen is basically a transformation, a complete transformation. You come across now as being very confident. I know that you still have doubts. I know. And you know what? They're never going to go away. You'll still have doubts. But the difference is now you act despite your doubts. You act despite your fears, and you just get on with it. You don't react as strongly to being triggered as you used to. If people piss you off now, you don't have these massive rants. They might still annoy you, but you don't let other people control you as much anymore, and it's really showing. So I'm actually really excited to see where you're going to go in the next year, which brings me to my next question. What have you got planned? What are your goals? What are you going to achieve in 2017?
I want to do some children's entertainment. I've set up a show, the Cat and Eirian, the Unicorn show. It's not I'm not sure how many people have seen it so far, but hopefully, I've only done 1 week, so it's not going to be like perfect the first week. Hopefully, I'll get loads of people watching that, and then I might maybe.
These are on YouTube. Can you explain to everybody how they can find them?
I actually don't know what my YouTube name for it is. I can post them on the group, but what's my YouTube name? I've got 2 YouTube channels. I've got one that definitely isn't appropriate for kids because
okay, stick to the professional one. What's the professional one?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out. I should be able to get onto it on my phone. I actually don't know how to get onto it. Wait a second. See if I can do it. Sarah Hornshaw. It's just
okay.
Sarah Hornshaw.
Sarah Hornshaw. Cool. Brilliant. So you're wanting to get into children's entertainment. What kind of things are you wanting to do?
I might, maybe at the end of the year, I would like to go around hospitals entertaining for the children.
Brilliant.
Obviously local ones, because it'll be a bit difficult to get for me to get to other ones. Maybe a bit of street entertainment. Excellent. In a couple of years, I'd like to be earning money from doing that. And then in 5 years, I'm going to be on Emmerdale.
Awesome. Love it. Right, Sarah, just before we finish off, I think it's really funny that we're both in our Northern Star hoodies and our pyjamas. So let's show the world our pyjamas. Bye. Thanks. Bye.